Rev up your engines! Today I'm going to help you answer the question, should I buy a used Acura? Now Acuras, being fancy Hondas, they're pretty well-made cars, but like any other car, they have a certain lifespan to them. And in the case of this 1999 Acura CL, it led a pretty tough life. Now this car was just purchased. It's got the paper tags on it. Originally, this was over a $26,000 car back in 1999. It's the two-door sports version, not the four-door. And under the hood, it's got the V6 engine. And as you can see and hear, still got a lot of metal. This isn't plastic, this is all metal. They were certainly more solid built back in the day. Not all the plastic crap that modern cars have on it. Now this version does have the automatic transmission. But truth be told, back in 1999, the Acura automatic transmissions were pretty reliable. I had customers get hundreds of thousands of miles out of them. But that said, this used one has 150,000 miles on it. Seats are in pretty good shape, but you can see the leather armrest has seen better days. And the windshield's got a giant crack in it. And someone's tried to make it look race spiffy with this matte black paint. But look at the wheels. Somebody just spray painted these things black. The old chrome is underneath. It's pretty pitted up, but from far away it looks okay. You get close, it looks pretty crappy. And when you look closer here, you can tell the thing's been in numerous wrecks. Body panels don't fit that well anymore. You can see overspray from when they sprayed it. Now with such a bizarre paint job, the first thing you want to check is, what was the original color? And they always say on the door, NH592P is the exterior color. Look it up in your phone for Acura paint colors. It's a metallic black. At least it was a black car. This isn't the original black, but at least it's black. For my advice, never buy a car that was one color and was repainted another, because they end up looking like crap every time somebody dings a door, rock hits something, the old paint shows through and it looks horrible. At least it was black. It's a different color black now, but at least it started out as black too. And even though it's obviously been wrecked a few times, you can see that the AC condenser is straight. It's not bent from massive wrecks. And the radiator part goes pretty good, but you'll notice this has new radiator fans in it. Both of them are brand new. When you see stuff like that on a used car, you want to take it for a good long road test, both for 10-20 minutes in traffic, stop and go, and on a highway. And if you see anywhere you drive, the temperature gauge starts to rise higher, don't buy the car. It's got an overheating problem. Somebody tried putting new fans in to fix it. That didn't fix it. So anytime you see something like that, make sure you road test it for quite some time to see if it has any overheating problems, because it does, you don't want to buy it. Now in this case, the customer didn't pay that much money for the vehicle. It's not like he's going to lose a whole bunch of money. He didn't pay anything. He paid less than 1/20th of the original sticker price of this car. And sure, it's got a lousy paint job. I mean, they painted over everything with the black. They didn't mask it all. This is supposed to be chrome here, and they painted the wheels over with it to give it this black look. Basically, at one time, luxurious sports sedan has turned into a rat sports sedan. It's not something you're just going to buy and then drive from Texas to California and back. It's a rat car. But that said, it's a pretty luxurious rat car. How much longer is it going to last? 21 years old? That's 150,000 miles? Well, that depends on how you take care of it. It is an Acura, after all, made by Honda. It's not a car you're going to be doing burnouts in. You'll burn the engine out. You'll burn the transmission out. But if you drive it conservatively, change the oil regularly, hey, I've seen these things with 200-something thousand miles on it. And realize this particular model, it's got a rubber timing belt, and these are interference engines. If the belt breaks, pistons will hit the valves. The first thing I'd advise doing is, if you don't have records for a car this old, this many miles, change the timing belt and the water pump, because if they break, you can say goodbye engine. Now, I've had customers that bought these things originally and had them for 25 years, and they just gamble and say, Scotty, I've had this car for 25 years. I don't want to spend that kind of money changing the timing belt, the water pump, and all that stuff. I'll just drive it till it drops. And sometimes they still go a few more years, and when the belt eventually breaks, then they just junk the car. Because in the case of this rat Acura, it would cost him more to have the timing belt and water pump and pulley replaced than he paid for the car. Which is why, if you're looking at this particular car or any used Acura, you want to give it a good road test first. And if it runs good and shifts good, and it's a cheap price, and you want to gamble with, hey, maybe I'll get some time out of it, it's a fun car to drive, go right ahead. Just don't go out and buy one of these like one of my customers, high school kids did, and thought, oh, he's going to make a drifter car out of it, and then blow the things up in a few months after buying it. Because being an Acura with a big old V6 engine, they will go even when they're old, but then they go until they blow. Now, this particular one is a pretty honest rat car. You can look at it and you can see, hey, it's got a rat paint job. It's not a wolf in sheep's clothing. You can see that it's a rat car, and it didn't cost much money. But don't make the mistake of buying one of these cars and think you're going to turn it into a like brand new car. Put on a $3,000 paint job, soup it all up. It's a rat car. It's made as a rat car. Drive as a rat car. Don't throw a whole bunch of money into it because it's not worth it. Basically, you're getting a luxury sports car at a very low price. If you can get even a year or two out of it of good use and drive it conservatively, hey, it could be a fun car. But if after a while it turns into a nightmare car with the engine starting to go or the transmission, don't throw money into it. Then you just said, well, that was fun while it lasted, get rid of it. Realize that you can buy 20 of these things for the price of a new one. So just think, if each one only lasted a year, you got 20 years of cars and you get to drive a different car all the time. So now you know the truth about old, used Acura luxury cars. When you should buy them, and when you should just say, nah, I'll look for a different one. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.